One, two. Okay, right. Are you into arty photography? Anyhow, the idea today is not to look like a granddad. In today's video, I'm sharing 5 inconvenient truths how to succeed as a graffiti street artist. It's quite odd that today I'm talking about legacy and succeeding in graffiti and street art, and I'm not painting. These days I paint only on Sundays. That's the only free day I have to paint, and it happened that it was a massive storm over London last week, and it was raining all day, so I had to cancel my plans, and that's why you're not watching a painting video, right? But it is what it is. Anyhow, so today I wanted to talk to you like one-on-one, kind of very intimate, personal video to help you understand the precarious journey of being a graffiti artist or a street artist that might be these days. And these are inconvenient truths because, you know, it's not what you want to hear. It's not to massage your ego. Perhaps this list is not exhaustive. It's not limited to these 5 inconvenient truths, but it's something that's dear to my heart, and I wanted to share it with you since my journey in graffiti and street art is as of 20 years. So I believe that I have, you know, some knowledge that I've amassed over these years that I hope you find quite interesting and helpful on your journey. I'm just hoping like my face is not burned. I'm not burning the highlights. This is maybe not the best choice of a top for this video, but hopefully the sound is right. So the first inconvenient truth to succeed as a graffiti street artist is that inspiration is heavily overrated. The truth is, if I've waited at any given time for inspiration, you would have seen me paint maybe 3 walls in the last 12 months. It's all about decision. It's about commitment. Yes, you know, sometimes I have this inspiration, I see something, you know, I see a glass, let's put origami in it, right? Simple. But the inspiration, you know, is never a motor for me to actually do anything, and I never wait for inspiration. What I, however, do is I set time to be creative. So instead of waiting for inspiration, what I practice is 0 days, right? I never have 0 days. You know, however minuscule the task might be, just I always make sure every day I do something that moves me towards my goal of mastering the art of graffiti, origami. It has to do with the business side as well, but I never take days off because I truly believe you passionate about something that much, you don't need days off. This is what I do. You know, now it's past 11 on Friday night, and am I inspired to do it? Yes, because this has been on my heart, but it's really easy to make excuses and not to do so because I'm committed to deliver 1 video a week. You know, even when I'm not painting, you know, I want to share my passion of painting with you. The second inconvenient truth is that talent is overrated. One of the biggest realizations I've had over these 20 years is that I've painted with people way more talented than I am. But with talent, many a time those people take it for granted and they lose the ball and they are no longer around. And that's the sad truth. I'm actually grateful that I'm not that talented and I have this grafter soul, because I'm not the most talented, but the most dedicated, and I take pride in it. Because yes, I do love just working on it, being intentional with everything I do. And I think that allowed me to get to this place where I have built a legacy of sorts already, with my style and with my presence here in London, having made certain waves here. What I'm saying is that more important than talent is your dedication to the craft, which will get you further if you only were to rely on talent alone. So I wouldn't personally compare myself to others in terms of talent, because yes, there are more talented people than yourself, but are they faithful to the talent? Being faithful to your talent, I think for the universe, it's more valuable than being so stupidly talentful and wasting the talent. The stewardship of the talent, which is more important for me. And I also believe in this 10,000 hours theory. And it takes time to create talent. We might receive from the universe a measure of talent, but also multiplying has a very important aspect on your journey as an artist, and it's all about to honing those skills, and about applying yourself to 10,000 hours theory, which is basically, just grafting, and arriving, to a place where things are of great excellence. And this is very attractive when you build with your faithfulness and you arrive to this place of the legacy, which has little to do with talent. Just the gist is, it's not the talent that guarantees your longevity in the game. Far from that. Number 3, this might be super controversial, but being in a crew is overrated. Painting alone is much way better. Before I proceed, a bit of a disclaimer, right? Because these 5 inconvenient truths pertain to a legal street artist, graffiti artist, who is building a brand in 2021. If you want to paint the trains only, amazing, I admire that, but that's not what I'm doing here. Unfortunately, it's a one-man's game. In order to stay relevant to what's happening here across different platforms is your ability to redefine yourself and adapt really quickly. And I'm sure you will agree that niching out is the way forward to make a mark and to build a legacy. And that's why it's very inconvenient. Again, paint with others, by all means. I love painting with others, but the truth is I fuck with very few people. I'm more of a wolf. But just build your own brand from the very get-go. I've had a very clear vision what I want to do with my life and how to build legacy, because I've always been set on the legacy. And that means that most of the time you work alone and people don't understand you. They can't share this vision with you. I know it's really harsh, that's why it's inconvenient, but in order to stay relevant, you need to be able to adapt quickly. And I found that it will be easier, to just stick to one man's band. Right, the 4th inconvenient truth to succeed as a graffiti artist is adaptability versus likability. And on my journey, I found that there's a bit of a stigma for people like myself with a long career in graffiti who turned into YouTube and went for it 100%. People call me names. They forgot, I've been here in London painting 15 years and suddenly that doesn't matter, but I'm a YouTuber now. So, that's kind of odd, but you need to be willing to put yourself at the crosshairs of graffiti community. As you know, graffiti community is not always that understanding, but more of it a bit later on. This happens even with TikTok now. However, that's how you find bigger audiences, not from your city, that will appreciate the niche you are in. And it's very important, I think, to understand that you need to put across your personality and you need to jump in front of the camera, because people will be returning to you not because of your amazing skills in graffiti, but because of your personality. And that's why adaptability is more important globally than likability locally. Only people like yourself, if you are graffiti and street artist, you can appreciate the technique and the skill and the excellence, which is very subjective, right? And people don't understand how to read graffiti. Putting yourself in front of the camera and share your stories with your personalities and let people know who you are as a person, apart from amazing art, is more important than being liked by your local group of graffiti artists. And that's the truth. That's something you need to answer yourself. Right, number five, the most inconvenient truth here: hip-hop is dead. It's dead, just deal with it. I know you don't want to hear that, and this pertains to the demographic, the audiences that watches graffiti channels. It's males, in the 30s, maybe late 20s, mostly. People of this age bracket remember the gold era of hip-hop, and we romanticize it a lot, right? But unfortunately, the culture has been exploited, and instead of hip-hop culture that we have weird niches of people on YouTube and TikTok doing their own thing. But I'm here not to write eulogy. I want you to start thinking about the next generation. I see the same age bracket. There are no new kids, and I think having that hip-hop mentality, oh, YouTube, oh, TikTok, oh, it's not graffiti anymore, it doesn't help at all. We have a opportunity to inspire, younger generation to get into street art and get into graffiti, and it's very imperative to do it with the sign of the times, with the spirit of the times. And it is TikTok, it is YouTube, and you need to put yourself in front of the camera. All these kids are playing games. We are the 80s and the 90s kids. These days, kids, they don't want to get dirty. They don't want to carry a fucking ladder on the tube in London. They don't want to fucking spend all day painting in rain. So hip-hop is not appealing to them at all. Yeah, the music, the glamour, the bullshit, all that shit is maybe appealing, right? But our everyday struggle of a graffiti street art artist is not appealing. There's nothing appealing into it. Why is it important? It's something to make you think, that will help you to reassess where you are. Right, hopefully you found this video very helpful and insightful to position yourself and strategize how to build legacy for years to come as a graffiti and street art artist. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What's your perspective? I would love to hear from you. As I said, this is not exhaustive list. It's from my perspective. My name is Airborne Mark. I'm a London-based street artist passionate about painting origami. The next video is definitely a painting video. I've already folded my references. I'm all set. Origami riots, folding all day, every day, and I'm out.